Remember those kids in Link's Awakening telling the player to press any button to save the game? Or even that one cutscene in Twilight Princess where you can see Ilia holding a knife and Link with white eyes just standing there, smiling? What about the eerie vibe that some of the games give you while playing? Do you remember those? I've been playing Zelda games since my young age. However, I always felt like the franchise was just weird. Sure, it's pure fantasy, but the fact that the games can at the same time make someone shiver and cry is still quite an accomplishment. The only two video games that I played that made me mentally unstable were Doki Doki Literature Club and No Mori. Zelda, on the other hand, always has that one little thing that makes the game simply weird. Sometimes they are characters, other times they're settings. I mean, come on, you can tell me Tingle isn't weird enough as he is. I think it's no surprise to everyone that Zelda Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask are the two darkest entries in the series. The characters themselves, the setting, and the story are all weird as a whole. However, weird doesn't mean bad at all, it's quite the opposite. It's what makes Zelda awesome. Like, for example, the concept of playing while being pressured by time, which is well depicted in Majora's Mask, is a concept I love now but hated as a kid. I remember just running around Termina not knowing where to go, and since I spent too much time doing nothing, the moon ended up crashing. What blows my mind too is that this game was also developed under pressure. I believe it was made in less than 2 years. I think that the stress and pressure of the devs were felt in the game, hence the whole plot of the moon crashing. Twilight Princess is similar to Majora's Mask in terms of atmosphere, but takes it a step further. It's not every day that you see Nintendo characters just holding knives and going crazy. It's not for nothing that this entry is one of the few Zelda games rated for teens. This game is like eating warm bread made by your grandma. The tranquil setting, the calm music, and the art style are all pleasing and calm. It makes the player lose himself and enjoy the game. That's until Twilight takes over Hyrule and we start seeing Shadow Beasts dropping out of portals. Up until now, I have talked about what makes the games weird and how it impacts the atmosphere of the series. But more joyful titles can also be as weird. Look at Zelda Link's Awakening. There are a bunch of moments when Link does an action, such as opening a closet or talking to NPCs, that the game will just show some weird text. I played the Game Boy version of the game, so perhaps these same Easter eggs aren't in the Switch remake of the game. I played in French, but whenever Link opened a closet or anything for that matter, the text would say, "C'est un objet d'art," which, if I were to translate into English, would mean something like, "It's an art object." Now, either it's a French expression I am not aware of, or simply the translators doing their best to translate from Japanese, it's still weird. It reminds me of that one naughty German translation joke where an enemy in the same game would say, "Never without a condom." Overall, even if the games can sometimes be weird, it just adds uniqueness to the series. What about you guys? Are there any weird moments you experience while playing Zelda? Let me know. Thank you so much for listening. I'll try to upload more, but I've been busy those past weeks. I enrolled in a Japanese online school about 5 months ago, and since then I've been studying the language and culture every day. It takes my free time that I used to use for video making and gaming, but it's still worth it. Also, we haven't had much Zelda news recently, so the Zelda community is pretty dormant at the moment. Hopefully, we're getting some Zelda news soon, whether about the movie or potential ports or remakes. See you next time. Bye bye.